Okay, so we have been working with head of security agencies. As a matter of fact, I just spoke with the divisional police headquarters in my place, and they asked me, to get them in a personal vehicle, which I've gotten for them. I'll be giving them by tomorrow or so. And also other security agencies, head of DSS, civil defense. These are the people I brought, and I said it's important to work together to tell our people the need for them to be peaceful. And I've been going about meeting chiefs and elders and opinion leaders as well to talk to them, talk to your kids, talk to your children, tell them that there is no gain in going that direction. As a matter of fact, this has recorded tremendous progress as I speak to you.
All right.
The youths are working with us again, and they're happy about it.
How would you respond to those who are questioning the allocation you get and that you're not entitled to those allocations, especially with the Supreme Court judgment, or those who are also asking questions around where you are operating from? Now, I would also like to add, if you can tell us the situation with regards to the Secretariat. Do we still have the police there, and how is that going so far? There are many that have questioned the authenticity by law of your office and the office of other CTC chairmen. In fact, one of such persons would be Martin Amewule, who, as you're aware, is leading his own members for the assembly and have called on the police to arrest caretaker committee chairmen in this state.
First of all, if that was coming from a serving lawmaker in Rivers State, from a speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly, then I would have reacted. Martin Amewule and his co-travelers and his committee of friends are not members of Rivers State House of Assembly. And for that reason, they don't have the right whatsoever to call for the arrest of anybody. As a matter of fact, Rivers State, Rivers people, we've moved on. We don't take them serious anymore. Martin Amewule is a man that, is a drowning politician. He is a drowning politician with his colleagues. So these are people that if they wake up one morning, they just want to remain relevant. What they fail to understand is that Rivers people, we've gone beyond that their cheap propaganda. But I don't blame them. Since they believe they have the police, they can go ahead and give any order they wish to give. Because why will police officers still remain in the councils of the 23 LGA is of no use. But as a matter of fact, to tell you that we want peace in this state, we don't care. If they want to live there, if they want to sell the building, let them go ahead. The most important thing is that the Rivers State governor is occupied with serious things. How to make sure we develop these whole areas. That's the reason why we are ready to operate from anywhere to make sure there is peace. Because if the people want to revolt, if we want to take over this council, at the end of the day, it's going to be chaotic. And we don't want that. So what Martin Amewule and his colleagues, what they are bent on doing is to make sure they stabilize the state, is to make sure they cause anarchy in the state. But we as Rivers people who believe, we are genuine Rivers men and women who believe in the peace and progress of this state, we are ready to make sure we maintain peace and order. Because I see no reason why a former lawmaker in Rivers State, a man who lost his seat the moment he defected to APC, will come and be giving out orders to police agencies. But we're looking at the police. If the police tries to implement whatever that comes to Martin Amewule, then Rivers people will revolt. We have to talk to the president because we cannot allow these people to destabilize the state in as much as we want to be peaceful. Because they don't have the constitutional power whatsoever. As an individual who is living in his house, he's staying in his house. He's another politician. As a matter of fact, I'm a caretaker member and he's a former lawmaker. I should be the one, talking to police and tell them these are the things we need to do. And not Martin Amewule. We don't take them serious anymore. They just want to remain relevant in Rivers politics, which they have lost the respect that we have for them. They have lost everything. Those people are enemies. I consider them enemies of the state.
It also brings us to this quickly, the situation in the various councils, Omuma being one of them. The reports of those people who are not in support or who are not supporting the current administration being sidelined and maligned by the CTC chairman, including yourself, and saying that they do not get benefits that come to the councils from the government or programs, empowerment schemes and all of that do not get to them just because they are not in line with the beliefs or the policies of this administration. What do you say to that?
These persons are very funny set of characters. Let me tell you something. Somebody who works in council said, I am not a legitimate council chairman. I pay you salaries, you receive, you don't refund them. I give whatever belongs to you, you receive, you don't refund them. At the end of the day, you say I'm illegal. It's funny.
So the truth is, you're saying you are confirming that there are members of council that think that have some issues with your legitimacy with regards to your office, with the legitimacy of your office. I beg your pardon. Are there those members of council?
You have supporters of the Abuja pro politicians who work in council, for instance. Yeah, and for us as a people, for us as a simplified family, we believe that everyone has the right to identify in whichever way you want. If you want to identify with the Abuja people, there's no problem. There's freedom of fellowship. There's freedom of you have the right to belong to wherever you want to belong to. So those persons who work in council, for instance, and they are supporting Abuja people, I won't kill them, and I won't ask them not to do what they're supposed to do. But as a matter of fact, how many are they? Out of millions of Rivers people, these are just few numbers. We don't believe in the state, because we are not the only people running caretaker. About 21 states or so, the local governments have been run by caretaker committee members. So why would Rivers own be different? Let me tell you something, Femi. These persons who go to court here and there to stop a state from receiving funds that they will use in developing and helping its people, that's to tell you how devilish these people are. Has he gotten to that point?
No, I think we'll mind the choice of words, though. We wouldn't want to say that for.
Sorry about that, because
yes.
I'm paid with the activities of this person. I'm paid as a Rivers man. I'm paid because Rivers State has to move on, whether politics or no politics. What about the ordinary Rivers people? Why don't we care about them? They don't care about them. That is why I'm passionate, and that's why I'm paid.
Okay.
What about Rivers people? Where are they? The vulnerable Rivers people, where are they in this whole political struggle? They don't care about them.
All right, Mr. Reginald, please hold your thought. We'll take a short commercial, but before we do, I just got a voice note, a reaction coming in from the Commissioner for Information with regards to the position of Martin Amenwule calling for the arrest of CTC Chairmen across the various councils. So I'd just like us to listen to it quickly before we take the commercial next.
Good morning, Rivers people. Listening to Martin Amenwule, whose legitimacy as an assembly member is being contested in several courts, in your morning bulletin calling for the arrest of caretaker chairmen is funny. I say this because Amenwule was part of the making of the local government law number 5 of 2018 by the Rivers State House of Assembly, with the proviso that in the event that the government of Rivers State is unable to hold elections, there is a 90-day window to appoint a CTC. Recall that his inglorious attempt to repeal this law in April this year was shut down by a Rivers State High Court that struck out tenure elongation. It would mean, in my interpretation, and in the understanding of anybody, that law was not repealed. And the provision in our constitution clearly states that the administration of local government rests in the assembly. The existence of a CTC is legal by the law made by Martin Amenwule. For him to ask that they be arrested is like pouring water on the back of a duck, except our Nigerian police will take a law that does not exist or take an order from a private citizen to execute. I leave that to the judgment of Rivers people.
All right, so we'd have to take a commercial now, but that was the Commissioner for Information, Joe Johnson. When we come back,
for more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to
Crossfire with the Omuma CTC Chairman, Promise Reginald. Sir, thank you for staying on the line for us. Once again, good morning.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so
Wherever
much.
you are listening, remember that we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. So you can join the conversation on Facebook. You can watch and listen to us at the same time. The handle is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Don't forget to click on the share button as well, so you can get as many as possible to participate on the show. You can also drop your comments real time and let us take them on the show. We have plenty of comments coming in, and there are those that are already responding to the question we have on Facebook, and that is whether you expect the CTC chairman to perform when their office has been described as unconstitutional. That's the question. And if you listen to my guest on the first half, he said something. He said there are those in council that say my office is illegal, but when we pay salaries, they collect it. So I guess he saw the question we had on Facebook already before responding in the manner that he did. So let's get your thoughts about it, because there are many who are still criticizing and analyzing the performances of the CTC chairman, even though there's the argument of whether their office is constitutional or not. And before the break, you heard the response of the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Joe Johnson, responding to a question I had put through to my guest. We also had in the bulletin, which was the Martin Amewule-led assembly calling on the police to arrest Ethical Committee chairman in Rivers State. And citing some of the laws that was made, I think it was 2018, if I'm not mistaken, saying, on the hand, standing on that particular law that was made by the House at the time, led by Martin Amewule, and that law was not repealed, it would be almost unthinkable to now say that CTCs are illegal when the provisions were made for a governor of Rivers State to, in that capacity, manage the local government councils. Well, I'll come back to my guest quickly. If you missed that audio, you can go back live on Facebook and listen to it again and respond to it accordingly. I'm sure you have the handle by now. If you don't, I'll repeat: Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Mr. Reginald, I'm sure you heard the commissioner and his position on
Yes.
on the conversation. So it brings us back to you now at the council level. What then is the move to ensure that everybody's together? Because I mean, you have identified that there's a divide. There are those who are with the Abuja politicians, and there are those who are with the Rivers State politicians, if I would put it that way. And you have said, well, the rumors of those who are not in support of this administration being sidelined and being maltreated is not true. So are there steps that you have taken in your capacity to ensure that everybody gets what is due to them? Especially with your programs that you're initiating.
You have to find, just like I said, we, after I assumed office, I decided to talk with my team to set up a scheme that has empowered 2,000 Omuma sons and daughters, despite how small it might be. Before we actually concluded, we reached out to chiefs, CDCs, youth bodies, to ensure everybody has an input in bringing the names of these 2,000 persons. While doing this, we never considered if you are in support of the government or you're not. As a matter of fact, we are not using our personal money in these programs. This money belongs to Rivers people. And every Rivers son and daughter, whether you belong to Abuja politicians or you support the governor of Rivers State, it doesn't matter. There's a road I'm repairing in my place. I am not going to be the one to use that road alone. Whether you support us or you don't support us. You are a Rivers man. You are an Omuma man. You apply that same road. We're fixing a hospital in our place because we don't have a functional hospital in our area. But our hospital, that medical facility, is going to be assessed by Omuma sons and daughters, regardless of where the political loyalty lies. So we are bent on unifying our people, uniting our people. That's a major problem that we're trying to solve here. And as a matter of fact, it's very unfortunate that this same person that I was talking about don't care about these things. We have to think about the ordinary Rivers people who are not politicians in all our decisions. This is what everybody, every Rivers son and daughter should have in the back of their mind. The governor has said it repeatedly that his problem is reversible. How do we carry them along? How do we make sure that these persons benefit from government? This is what we are, we're thinking about. And not even the politics as per se. And not the politics. If you come to Omuma, before now, there was so much hate in the land because some persons feel they were jettisoned by the previous administration. As a matter of fact, this is the only local government where there is no government project in the whole 54 villages that makes up Omuma. No government presence anywhere. Anybody can come out and contest that. We don't have a hospital. We don't have one hospital. And some persons handled, government money for this number of years. They were using this money to look good, to wear designer wristwatches, and take their families above, on expensive trips. This is what we are against. The Omuma people's money belongs to Omuma people. Should be used in Omuma land.
All right. Let's take a few messages and open the phone lines. Pedro Brai says EFCC will arrest the CTC chairman. I'm sure they are illegal. Stop collecting funds that belongs to Rivers people. You will be arrested soon. Wize Billion said the law was being made so it won't have to be now that they lack powers. That will become unconstitutional. Well, there are arguments about that 2018 law because we know that at the time the different courts, and there was argument of which court of competent jurisdiction or which court should answer this or answer that. And with regards to that, we leave it to the courts and let the courts decide eventually. But thank God the ability says the call by Martin Amewule and his group, arrest the caretaker committee chairman, is laughable. They know that it will not work. Justin says Martin Amewule and the others have no legal grounds to call for the arrest of CTC chairman. Lawrence Friday says, for me, I think the CTC chairmen are doing very well and very good. So calling for the arrest is uncalled for. For their office described as unconstitutional, for me, I don't think so, because there is local government election coming by October, so they are only functioning for a while. That's Lawrence Friday. We'll go to the phone lines 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Numbers that you can call to contribute and ask questions or make contributions on the show this morning. Again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. George is in Buguma. Let's start with you, George. Good morning.
Yes, Andrew, good morning.
Yep, go on.
Let me greet the Honorable Chairman of Omuma local government, who has spoken very well. As you can see from his art, you can see that his art is very much emboldened, carrying the people of Omuma, just like this morning in your local news, you had what Evans Bebe did, and the people are actually applauding it. And I think that is the mandate of the governor of Rivers State. The governor of the state, as his primary assignment is how to bring the River sons and daughters out of poverty, out of impoverishment, out of backwardness, to see how they will come into the limelight of today's reality. And we are not saying that I am begging now let me use this video to beg the see, please carry whoever, whether regardless of their divide in your LGA. Make sure you bring everybody in your message, in your political message, governance. Make sure everyone, whether pro-Wike, pro-Simo, everybody, there should be no divide and rule. But if they choose to stay on the other side to divide the people, the problem
All right, George.
today is that they have not done anything.
Let's go to Temple now in Rumomasi. Good morning, Temple.
Good morning, the very distinguished Femi, and I salute you once again.
All right, go ahead.
I salute the CTC Chairman of Omuma. I celebrate you, sir. Very distinguished Femi, and if am I coming to this regard, that if they were expect the CTC Chairman to perform, I think it is a historical question, if I may put it that way. Because the CTC Chairman, the last time I checked, court has made their pronunciation, but it's not automatic. And what does the law even create vacuum? The answer is also no. And looking at the kind of credibility of CTC Chairmen will have, who have ensured that the government of their people will be taken down to their people, and money meant for their various AGAs will be taken to the grassroots. If it talk of a case where Barrister John Ngova Otamuni has empowered over 2,000 indigenous of a J. As I'm talking to you right now, his committee in illegal bunkering and dredging was on site yesterday. You see the level of collateral damage that is done to our environment, which has also undertaken the renovation of Bokumeko, town hall. These are some kind of laudable, achievements we expect the AGA chairman to be doing. Not the AGA chairman that you see within the conference of office. You don't come to office. You don't do anything for your people. You don't even care about what your people are feeling. You have seen what Reginald has enrolled, which is doing for Omuma people. The very thing which he gave me answer. Martin Sabewule, calling them an impostor. I think it is an irony because a man who is not recognized by law, who is supposed to be arrested, between them Martin Sabewule, he should be arrested in nearby division police cell right now.
All right, Temple, thank you very much. Let the courts decide that. Let's get on to JJ and Rumigbo. Good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning. And I greet your guests this morning. It's like I've said before, I will say it again, like the police, they have insecticide for some people and deodorant for others. Illegal people paraded themselves, and at the end of the day, they are the ones calling legal people. I remember when Martins was leader of the House in the last legislative assembly, he was the one that introduced the extension of CTC, not just bringing them on extension of their tenure. Suddenly, the whole thing is falling to him. Yes, the Supreme Court has said what they said, but before the Supreme Court passed that judgment, you have 22 states running caretaker. So they should arrest all the other people too. So for me, I think that call is just like a quick relief. Andrew, are you aware that the man that is talking to you right now set up task force to make sure there's no illegal bunkering in his local government? Are you aware that Asari Toro have a life problem for over 1 year until the new caretaker chairman came in, and there is light right now, like they said in the Bible, let there be light? Are you aware that for over 3 years, MOA don't have light, and the CTC chairman is now working to make sure they settle out of court so that things can go well? So these people are doing all these things, yet you're telling me, oh, they are this, they are that. Laws are not backdated. Laws are made from that day. So for me, these ones are the existing. That you cannot set up a caretaker today, but those ones before will have their time because the election timetable is on.
All right, let's go to a chair. Dakuku is on the line. Dakuku, good morning. Hello, Dakuku. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Dakuku from Abok.
All right. Dakuku, we can't.
Caretakers of local government into the three local governments in the River State. What was that because? Are they the governor of the state? These are put out there which we know, official politicians who are the top in this state. They shall allow us to rest. This team take over. Moses of River State take over. Except in River State, there was no much kidnapping, no killing, no other case in the state. But now they are coming up on their way in order to put River State in high station. It cannot work. They cannot arrest the caretakers, whether law permit or not. Those people will be there until we conducted the election in this River State. The hospital have gone, they have gone. He has sent them back to their village. They have to go Abuja and stay with the district minister. Please let me stop here. Thank you. This is Dakuku from Apokeche.
All right, Dakuku, thank you. Let's hear from Leighton Barry and Onu, and then there's a few questions my guest will also need to respond to. Leighton Barry, quickly, good morning.
Good morning, Ifeami Andrew.
Yeah, go on.
Good morning to your guest. Yes, I want to put it to you, Ifeami Andrew, and the man in the studio, that the CTC chairman in River State has been flouting the Supreme Court order. Apart from Martins Amewule directing the police to arrest them, they are supposed to know that their position in the state now is inconsequential, and there is no need for them to parade themselves without being told. The Supreme Court made it clear Martins Amewule, I need to clear this too. Martins Amewule is the legitimate Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly. If you can remember, there was a conference of all speakers from 36 states. We expect that Rivers State will have a representative, and as by law, the law also made Martins Amewule represent Rivers State in the constitutional review, where there was a conference of speakers and judges from all the 36 states. So what are you telling me that Martins Amewule have no power to give directive? Martins Amewule, by also the pronouncement of the appeal courts, Martins Amewule stand legally, legit, to give that order, and that order will stand.
All right.
Thank you.
Onu from Stadium Road. Quickly, let's hear you, Onu. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My take is Martins Amewule, the executive governor of Rivers State. Can there be two governors in a state? You see, when people want to cause chaos, being manipulated by satanic spirit to
Onu, please, would mind the language. Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, please do so.
But you
Thank
can
you.
see that the things the governor has set to achieve, not for the political elite, but the ordinary Rivers people that has been deprived over the past administration, the level of suffering, the level of intimidation, the level of lack that the people went through. The governor said, I want to do this for the state. I want to do this for the people. They have gone through a lot. And the kind of people the governor brought in as CTC Chairmen, the governor did what? Gave them a marching order. We don't want a situation whereby you will satisfy all the political elite. Let your empowerment go down to the grassroots. People must not know people in government before they get employed or empowered. And you can see that those instructions or directives given to the CTC Chairmen are being executed rightfully. You see, if you have vision, let your vision, light, shine upon your people and the people around you, not to bring destruction and destabilization of the state. It's not going to work.
All right, Onu, thank you, but we have to interrupt there and get back to my guest. But also, for those who perhaps have had a lot to say, I mean, the conversation about whether Martins Amewule is in a position to make the statement he has made. Well, he has made it, and he has stated his call for the arrest of CTC Chairmen in the state. The for information, I was playing the audio of his response to that, and we know that the court is also deciding whether the Martins Amewule and the other lawmakers are authentic lawmakers or not. So we have to also wait for the court. But before my guest responds, just let's get that audio from the commissioner, the end part of it, some of the things he said there.
Good morning, Rivers people. Listening to Rivers State High Court that struck out tenure elongation, it would mean, in my interpretation and in the understanding of anybody, that that law was not repealed, and the provision in our constitution clearly says that the administration of local government rests in the assembly. The existence of a CTC is legal by the law made by Martins Amewule. For him to ask that they be arrested is like pouring water on the back of a duck, except our Nigerian police will take a law that does not exist or take an order from a private citizen to execute. I leave that to the judgment of Rivers people. But I know that the CTC that is operational is recognized by the law made by Martins Amewule, and that law subsists.
All right, that's the Commissioner for Information. Now, quickly to Mr. Reginald. Meanwhile, on WhatsApp, CTC Chairman of Ichie Local Government Council is doing a great job for Ichie. Fidelis Elemuwa from Chokocho sent that in confidence, says the CTC Chairman have performed more than 6 years of the past chairman. Congrats to them. This is what's his name? In Lebedum from Ozuzu Eche. We have less than 4 minutes, Mr. Reginald, and this is, I'd like you to respond to this. There are those that say that the CTC chairman and what you are doing is for the purposes of the council elections coming up, and that you are only trying to, with your access to funds, galvanize and get people to support the government. There are also those that also question strongly that it would be impossible to say that the past administrations before you came in acting capacity did not do anything, but perhaps you are bitter about it because you were not the ones that were in charge of doing some of the contracts or things that were done in their time.
If I may, I was the leader of Omuma Legislative Council for 3 years. As a matter of fact, I was the one who went through the budget and who approved the budget as a working document for the previous chairman. All those things enshrined in those budgets were never implemented by the previous administration. Omuma is there for anyone to go and verify if what I'm telling you is the truth or not. I served in that government, and as a matter of fact, I was part of those who were secretly telling them because they thought they had the wiki factor in the whole thing where you cannot make a say, where you cannot say a word because they feel like they had the governor and they have, the power to hire and fire. Now, I don't do government contract. If you go to Omuma, there is no single project a journalist goes there. If anyone can come, let me take you there tomorrow. If you see any single project built and commissioned by the previous administration, don't ever take me serious as a politician. I don't say what I don't know. That is for that one. The two, I want to commend the governor of Rivers State. Let me tell you why I want to commend him. Despite this level of intimidation, embarrassment, this man has remained focused. I don't know how he does it. What the governor is concerned about is how to bring the Rivers people out of poverty. The previous government tried in infrastructural development, no doubt. But now he's looking beyond infrastructure. He wants to, do strong. He wants the Rivers to have a very strong economy where Rivers can feed themselves. He has standing as a warning to all CTC chairmen that you are not here to enrich yourself. So whether you're talking about, because I'm doing all this thing because of the coming election, I'm an Omuma man who has helped Omuma people with my own resources as a non-politician before I ventured into politics. My antecedents speak for myself. And with the directive given by the government, I can't want such others.
Thank you very much, but we have to wrap it up here. We're already out of time. We'll take you for your word and see what's happening in Omuma. But once again, thank you for your time.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info.
We'll be right back after this.
The Directorate of Alumni Relations